Hello, welcome all my happy and froggy friends. How's everyone doing today? Happy Tuesday. Today is St. Patrick's Day. As you see, I have no green on today. Actually, my pants, I have green jogging pants on, so you can't see those. Sorry about that. Ha ha ha. We really don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day all that much because it was the day, if you remember, it was the day my mother died 6 years ago today. So, thinking about her today. Anyway, I have a good story for you today, and I can't wait to get into it. I'm Cassie, and we're in Cassie's Corner. This is where I go when I'm shy and I'm around strangers and I don't know what to say, which happens a lot of times. I don't really. I practice what I can control. I practice what I may be able to remember. But the minute I get near somebody, it's like it all wipes clean. I know Spanish, so I can talk to you in Spanish. But the minute I go to communicate with you, it just all white. It's like a very anxious. I'm anxious around people. I get very anxious. So that happens. Sorry about that. Anyway, please like, subscribe if you like my content. Hit that notification bell. Leave me comments as to let YouTube know I fit in their algorithm. You know, everything has a rule. Everything has guidelines and rules and that sort. But I love YouTube. YouTube is awesome. YouTube is where I can communicate with people and I don't have to worry about somebody talking while I'm talking, which happens a lot. I get very interrupted a lot, and I think that's just bad manners. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so I do have another email. The email, a personal email where you can contact me. That's Cassie's no apostrophe corner at outlook.com. I would appreciate any of your comments there as well. But if you could, just leave like a little happy frog or green heart or anything of that nature on YouTube, and I would love it very much. I would love to reach more people. If YouTube fits me into their algorithm, they'll recommend my videos a little bit more, and I'm able to reach more people who have not yet learned to control their thought process. It is a very hard concept, especially when you're a depressed person. I never thought, not in a million years, in all the 15 to 20 years that I was depressed, that I was in control of my brain work. I thought this was the way things were going to be for the rest of my life. I was going to be sad. It was going to be, I couldn't help the way, if I could just press a button, everybody would say, well, think different, put different things on your mind. It wasn't that easy. It's not like I could press a button. So when you're depressed, that kind of thought does not, it's what my brain thinks of every day. How can I stop it? And then once you realize that it is something that you can control, you kind of feel stupid for all those people saying all that stuff, all those years and all the years you wasted. That kind of thing. But it is true. And I do this by way of Stoicism. Stoicism is a way that they used in the ancient times that started about 500 BC. I have to remind people this if you're new here, in case I get somebody new, you never know, that they used to. They know that they would have to have wars. They wanted to live peacefully. They wanted to live without any guilt on their conscience. They wanted to live with everybody's dignity intact, so they did not feel like they had enemies. They knew that they had components. They knew that they had to fight wars for whatever reason. But let's not slander anybody. Let's not mess with anybody's character. Let's not make us look like idiots, trying to win a battle that we know we're going to have to fight. So they did it the calmest way they knew how. And that was just simply by living and letting other people live. Just controlling what they could control, their emotions, their thoughts, the way that they behaved, and letting the other stuff that they could not control, the wars, what anybody else was saying, what anybody else thought, what anybody else believed. They just let that kind of thing go. And I think it is very important that we still hold on to those principles today. We think about like wrestling. Wrestling goes out there and they bash everybody and they talk really bad about everybody, and try to get everybody riled up. When in like professional game day, football, basketball, that kind of thing, they don't talk about their opponents so much. They want to keep everybody in good esteem, and they want to, not make enemies so much. They just want to, their team did not, which is a fact, they did not hold up their defense, which could be a fact in the matter, but it's not like bashing. They're not being bashful. Or our team, maybe we scrambled on the offense, anything like that. So I like it that nobody in the professional business is like playing down on other people, coming down on their characteristics, their enemies, their opponents. They're not trying to make enemies. They just know that, the game has to be played. And it's awesome. And it also gives you peace. It gives me a peace of mind knowing that I have worked with things the best way. I used to yell a lot. I say that probably in every video. I used to yell a lot. But my oldest daughter, who lives here, she was having a fight with somebody, and she was screaming the other day. And I think I even said it in a video that I was very proud of myself because I did not scream at her. I used the lowest voice I could use to help her see that she was not making the right decisions. And I guess it worked because she calmed down. So at least I know I'm kind of on the right track. I feel like I'm on the right track. So I am not a stoic. I'm not a philosopher. I'm not a professional anything. I'm not a professional psychiatrist or anything like that. It's just that I feel like I can speak on these matters because I feel like they're working. They're working for me. And we're talking about a deep, dark depression, whereas I had to stay in bed, blah, blah, blah. It was a mess. I was a mess of a person. So, our reading today is on March 17th, 2026. This is the 76th day of the year, but it says the beauty of choice. The beauty of choice. Let's see what that means. You are not your body and your hairstyle, but your capacity for choosing well. If your choices are beautiful, so too will you be. And Epictetus says that in his discourses. It's that line in the movie Fight Club. You're not your job. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You're not the car you drive. You're not the contents of your wallet. Obviously, our friend Epictetus never saw the movie or read the book, but apparently the consumerism of the 1990s existed in ancient Rome too. It's easy to confuse the image we present to the world for who we actually are, especially when media messages deliberately blurs that distinction. You might look beautiful today, but if that was the result of vain obsession in the mirror this morning, the Stoics would ask, are you actually beautiful? A body built from hard work is admirable. A body built to impress gym rats is not. That's what the Stoics urge us to consider. Not how things appear, but what effort, activity, and choices they are as a result of. So you go to the gym, you work out, you try to get muscular, try to be attractive. Are you really trying to be attractive? Or are you working out to feel healthy, to feel better about yourself, to give yourself energy? Something to think about. If you sat there and put on all your makeup, is it a vain effort? Is it because you feel like, because I come on here a lot without any kind of makeup whatsoever. And sometimes I will come on here with makeup, but it's not a habit of mine to put on makeup every day. And that's not to say I would like to. I just don't have anywhere to go. And I don't feel like I need to sit around the house and clean up with makeup on. It just seems kind of wasteful, I feel like. So I do have a lot of makeup sit right over this way towards me. It's where I put my makeup on, and then I'm here. But I just don't know. It's not that I don't think I'm beautiful, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to my viewers. That's not the case. I just feel like I am who I am. With or without makeup. Me trying to be beautiful or look presentable when I'm already presentable. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I kind of don't want to do it for the vanity of it all. I kind of don't want to be that person. I can't walk out the door. When I was little, in my 20s, 16, 17, 18, around that age, yeah, I put on makeup every day before I walked out the door. I did everything for makeup, about makeup, and it would run off my face. It would be just a waste of time. I had kids. I didn't understand why I did it, but I dressed up every single day. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I don't have the energy to go through that. I just don't want it to be such a vain thing. I don't want it to be for the wrong things. I am who I am. So there's that. Let's do what we do for the right reasons. Let's not do it just for vanity's sake. I'm not my makeup. I am Cassie. I am not going to sit here and look at you with full makeup on and pretend that this is what I do every day. It is not. So, and I think I have the right frame of mind as a Stoic, because this is the first time I've heard this. This is the first time I've read this. I have to choose well. I have to know what I'm doing. I have to not be fake under tons of makeup when that's not really who I am. If I dress up for the day and I decide to record, well, that's a whole different story. Sometimes if I have to go out, I will dress up and try to look nice. But most of the time, I just don't. If I'm going to Walmart, I'm not going to dress up. I went just like this morning. So we choose. We're going to choose well, and we're going to try to figure out if we want to do things to look better or to be better. We're not our car. I don't drive a very fancy car at all. I drive a Nissan Pathfinder. She actually looks like, when she's on the road, she looks like a rolling teddy bear. That's what color it is, like a muted beige color, muted tan color. It's a very beautiful car. But it's not all that. It's not a Jaguar. It's not a Corvette. It's not anything out of the ordinary, because I'm not my car. My car gets me from here to there. I'm not dreaming about having a fancier car. I can't imagine driving around in a car that is too expensive for me to even pay for. I mean, I like my car the way it is. So there's that. Do we have fancy things for the right reasons? Is it to show off the amount of money we have? Or is it, to get back and forth to work or wherever we want to go? When I first got my car, I was going back and forth to work, and I love my car. I absolutely love my Pathfinder. So there's that. How's everybody out there doing? How's your work week going along? I think our weather is finally going to start to stay sunny for a couple of days. We had some freezing weather. It is actually 45 degrees today. As of right now. So maybe it'll start warming up tomorrow. I don't know. I know by Friday we had two extremes. We had freezing weather overnight last night, and then by Thursday or Friday we'll be in the 80s. So we were on two different sides of the weather spectrum in 1 week. Kind of awesome. How is everyone doing? Are you doing your affirmations? Are you doing your journals? Are you practicing what you would say if something, or what you would do if something was not in your control, like traffic, or like the weather, or maybe sometimes you're just going to be late. You don't have to be on time for everything. I know that's a thing for me. I always try to be like 30 to 20 minutes early to certain things. I'll even be early for a doctor's appointment. And because I'm early, and they might have time and they'll pull me in, and I'm done with my doctor's appointment way before it even started. Like I'll be there. It'll be, so my appointment is at 3:30. I end up there at 3. I'm out of the door before 3:30. So that kind of thing. I usually try to be early for everything. It's just a thing of, I have no idea why I'm that way. I mean, I don't know. I don't like being late. But you don't have to be early for everything. There's sometimes you have to just be fashionably late. I don't like being late. It makes me feel, especially when you're at work and you're late for work, kind of makes me feel like I'm dragging. Find somebody that you appreciate. Make sure you appreciate yourself. Find something in yourself that you actually love about yourself. I love that I am empathetic. I love that I think about other people. I love that I hold the door open for anyone. If I see somebody coming, I'll sit there and I'll hold the door for them. It's just a habit. I love how polite I can be, but I also love how, I can also be like just not rude, just stern about my manners. I don't know how I say that. Like sometimes I'm just not in the mood to be nice. I love that I can be reserved if I have to be reserved. But for most part, I'm just very, very kind and very, very empathetic for people. I feel what other people feel just by looking at them, and I just want to make everybody feel better about themselves. So that is also why I'm here. Depression took a lot out of me. I've noticed that in my older years. I was a hyper person, a very hyper person. But here lately, I just got to where I don't want to do anything. I'm actually supposed to be cleaning up this room. I have a new carpet coming up for my chair. The one that I have rolls up, and it's not, I'll trip over it one day. So, but one's coming in today, and I have to get all this back here cleaned up, and I just hadn't done it today. I don't have the energy to do it right now. So I thought if I started a video and it come out good, I might be able to have the energy to do it. So we'll see. I hope everybody is having the most wonderful day. It is a beautiful, beautiful day outside. I hope the weather is beautiful in your area. And of course, we can't control the weather, so we'll just have to deal with what we have. But I feel very grateful just to have, it's a bit cold outside though, but I do feel grateful that it is quite a beautiful, beautiful day today. And I'm grateful that everyone is here. I'm grateful for your comments. I'm grateful for your emails. I'm grateful for your subscribers. I'm grateful for it all. You have no idea what it means to me to know that I am affecting certain people in a positive way. I love the comments I do get. I love the feedback that I do get. So it means a lot to me, especially that I'm just past a year in my video journey, and I'm really, really glad that the things I have to say are important to you. We don't have to be depressed. I'm not saying you're not depressed, because obviously you are. You're struggling with something, but there is a way that you can overcome it, and that is by releasing control over the things you do not have and controlling the things that you can. Mostly the things we can control are our feelings and our attitudes and our own behavior. The things that are about us, we can control. Anything else we can't control. We can't control anybody else's thoughts. We can't control anybody else's feelings. All we can do is adjust. And please do not fight about opinions. I mean, that's like, I don't know. That's like, I saw my sister do it one time. She was arguing with somebody about their opinion. And I thought it was just the most ridiculous thing. It was even before I came up out of depression real good. And I thought, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to get mad at somebody because they have an opinion. This is crazy. Forgive me. I just went off on a tangent. Yeah, don't argue with somebody over it. Everybody's going to have a different opinion. We're going to be in a room of 20 people. We're going to have 20 different opinions. What are we going to sit there and do? Just get into this real big battle. And today, that happens a lot. Everybody's like, this is my opinion. I think this. And we're all going to get a big bad battle and end up with, enemies, and that's just not the way things are supposed to be. Why can't you listen to someone's opinion and just either ignore that opinion if that is not of your belief, or kind of like take into consequence, take into thought, is this, how does that work? Kind of readjust your opinion over somebody. Maybe their opinion is a little bit easier for some, or maybe it's a different, they're different thoughts, different ideas, why not just take them all and into count them out and just come out with the best opinion of your own. You don't have to disregard somebody's opinion. Maybe they got something going on, maybe they're smarter than I am. Maybe something going on with that. I don't know. But I try not to worry about somebody else's opinion because it's not mine. And if I stand firm in my own opinion, then I'm going to stand firm in my own opinion. But if there's something about it that probably seems a little bit attractive or whatever, maybe I'll reconsider my opinion. But we don't have to argue over it. Not everything is an argument. Not everything is a battle. Not everything deserves a response. So, with that, I do hope everybody has a good day. I hope that you realize that you are not your car. You're not your bank account. You're not, you are who you are. Do you have those things for the best reasons? Is it frivolous for you to have these things? I think it would be very frivolous. I think we would live beyond our means if I had maybe a BMW or something like that. And I think that I'm very satisfied with the car that I have, or with whatever I have. I'm very happy and grateful because I could be homeless. You never know. So I hope everyone has a good day, and I will talk to you soon, I promise. Bye-bye.